broadcast. Hopefully, I'll be doing a uh, layman's philosophy broadcast just in a little bit. But while I'm waiting for my friend Jeff to show up, I thought I would share another couple of little observations about people that are friending me and but not out of real friendship, let's say it that way. At least this is all my interpretation, so people can reinterpret what I tell you any way that you like, of course. Okay, so anyway, here's someone that, again, the profile on Facebook is fairly minimal. A couple of pictures there, pictures of an attractive young woman. And if I remember right, again, we've mutually blocked each other, so I can't show you the profile. But of course, the chat that we had remains. But if I remember right, there were pictures of an attractive young woman as the current profile. But when you went and looked at the history of the profile pictures, there were black men, black women, white women. I don't recall any white men in there, but anyway, there was quite a collection of different profile pictures that had been used at various times by this account. So whatever that means. So anyway, this person, they, again, as a typical pattern, they made a friend request. I accepted, even without knowing anything about them, no mutual friends or anything like that. But, they start out normally, right? Hello, good afternoon. I said good morning because where I am, it was morning. How are you? Where are you from? I said, I'm American. And you? Florida, Miami. Okay. And then in response to I'm American, really? And I asked, what time is it there? I thought I'd try and trip them up quickly here. They say they're in Florida, but obviously they at least knew enough to check the time there. And so they gave me the right time. And then, a lot of these times, because my assumption, and this is an assumption, my assumption is that they're chatting with various people at the same time. And so by the time they loop around through all the different conversations, it takes a while to get back, right? So there are often long pauses of a minute or two, 3-4 minutes sometimes between replies and so on. So I asked, what did you do today? And finally the reply came back, nothing really. And you? I'm making coffee. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Good morning. Yeah. It was early in the morning, and I was making coffee at that time. That's right. Okay. Really, dear. Let me see it. Let me see it. She wants to see my coffee. I said, I don't send photos or do videos. And then long pause. So I'm like, just, are you disappointed that you didn't see my coffee? Because I mean, like I said, she asked to see, my coffee, and I declined. And then there was a long pause. So I was just kind of fishing to see what was going on. Are you busy? And then to reply to, are you busy? Yeah, baby. Okay. Like I said, this person added me and doesn't know obviously anything about me, doesn't know where I am or really anything. But they're calling me baby already after about half a dozen exchanges of text, right? Again, baby, are you in WhatsApp? I actually have WhatsApp, but I wasn't going to give her my WhatsApp contact, so I said no. Okay, now. Okay, now. What kind of English? Where do they say okay now? I'm not aware of any native speakers that would generally reply with okay now. Um, I mean, okay then, but not okay now. Anyway, good. What do you want to talk about? Right, another long pause here. Question marks, nothing. This is boring. And finally comes back, nothing, dear. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you. And then, so that initially was Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday afternoon, uh, got a hello. And then it was about 30 minutes later before I actually noticed. And finally, I replied with hello. And then it was going a little bit faster, actually. The exchange was going a little bit faster this time than before. How are you? Okay. I really missing you, baby. I really missing you, baby. Okay. Wow. That was my reply. Wow. Yes, baby. And then sent this photograph. Okay. Um, so yeah, nice pic. It is a nice pic. I don't believe that it's this person, but yeah, nice pic. Okay. Really? I because I didn't reply because I didn't see anything to reply to. There was another pause here, and then it was about an hour later, I guess. Hi, dear. Hi, baby. Where are you from? I'm American. Are you on WhatsApp, baby? Forgot the baby the first time, so I had to add it later there, right? Yeah, okay. No. All right, second time you asked me. So again, you got so many people that you're chatting with, and my interpretation is trying to scam, get something out of them in some way. You forget these things, and it's too much of a bother to scroll back in the conversation. But anyway, are you in WhatsApp, baby? No. Okay, now. Again, with the okay now. Don't understand it. Let me see your picture. No. Why? I don't want to. I didn't ask for your picture. Okay, now. Goodbye. Bye. But yeah, I was a little dissatisfied with this. Didn't quite get I mean, obviously they were fishing for something. They wanted WhatsApp, and again, I've mentioned this before. One of the things about WhatsApp is people know your telephone number, at least the telephone number that you register with WhatsApp. WhatsApp is connected to your telephone number, which seems to me, with Messenger, at least your telephone number is not out in the open. It's not divulged to the people that you're chatting with. So for some reason, people that are asking for WhatsApp want to switch from one chat software, one texting software to a different one. The only thing I can think of is Messenger doesn't automatically link up to your telephone number, whereas WhatsApp does. So they want to move you to WhatsApp to get your telephone number. And the other thing, these people that want to go to WhatsApp, but also people that I've talked about in my previous scam reports, that people are trying to get. Oops. People are trying to get me to text a number also. Send a text to a number. And again, the only thing I can think of, because what I've done, I've shared before, is I go to an online, a web browser based texting site. It will allow you to send a text message to any number without obviously divulging your own number, because you're doing it through a web browser and so on. So again, that scam seems to be in order to get people's telephone numbers. So I don't know what this is. Maybe that's some kind of they're able to sell telephone numbers, verified telephone numbers, to some telemarketing company or something. I don't know what the scam is. I'm just sure that their motives are not what they promote them to be. Anyway, So going back here, I said, let me see your pictures. I said, no, why? I don't want to. I didn't ask for your picture. Okay, now, goodbye, bye. And then trying to fish a little bit more here. What do you want to talk about? Like how? Like how? Like text here. Nothing. Okay. And you too. And you too. I guess maybe they saw the like and they thought that I was saying that I like them. I don't know, because this is, I mean, it's clear to me that this is not a native English speaker. I mean, even sloppy texting and doing this, there's too many clues here that they're not a native English speaker. But be that as it may, So, and you too. Why did you send me a friend request? Right? I thought because you so sweet. Because you so sweet. All right. Again, not a native English speaker, but it's possible. Just forgot the be verb in there, but who knows? Okay. But you didn't want to talk with me. I want. Don't give me a chance. Don't give me a chance. Okay, I won't give. No, I ask you what you want to talk about, and you said nothing. Your pictures and WhatsApp numbers, right? So now they're getting frustrated, right? This is my interpretation, of course, but they're getting frustrated. They say, "Look, I need your picture. I need your telephone number, so give it to me," right? Again, that is their scam. What this is, what they can do with a telephone number and a picture, I don't know. What I do know, though, is that there are a lot of people on Facebook, as I've gotten into the habit of checking people's Facebook profiles, going through their about information, if they send me a friend request or whoever. And I find that probably the legitimate ones, a lot of them have their telephone number on their Facebook profile page. Not a good idea, I would say. I've entered my phone number in my Facebook, but it's not displayed. It's not displayed, so nobody can see it. At least I think that's how I've got it set up. I did it one time. If Facebook hasn't messed with my settings, that's the way it is. But so why they need to go through all this rigmarole, all this this runaround in order to get somebody's photographs and telephone number, I'm not sure. But that seems to be the current craze here among the scammers. So we can, let's see. So I said, ask what you want to talk about. Your pictures and WhatsApp numbers. I said, pictures and talking are not the same. We can talk here. Why change to WhatsApp? Pictures and talking are not the same. The answer to that was like how. Like how. I don't. We can talk here. Why change to WhatsApp? I just like WhatsApp. That's why I tell you to give me. You give me your number, and I can find you on WhatsApp. Right? That was my, new to see, how serious they were. Right? If they give me their phone number, then I can add them through WhatsApp. I wouldn't, but just wanted to see if they would give me their phone number. You two give your own. It's clear you are not serious. If you want to talk with me, you will give me your number. No. Why do you want telephone numbers and photos? Nothing, dear. Went from baby to dear, but anyway. Okay. Yeah. And then another hour later or so, how are you? Okay. Thank God. I'm this person is not being quite as entertaining as some of the others. So I just asked, do you want something? And then again, a pause there, no answer. So I said, I will not send you my pictures and I will not give you my phone number. And I thought, okay, just be very clear about it. This is not happening, right? Like what? Okay, before it was like how, now it's like what? Still doesn't quite click with me, but anyway. And then after reading my I will not send you my pictures and I will not give you my phone number. Okay, now. And then it was seconds after that that they blocked me, right? Again, probably trying to make sure that I don't go to their Facebook profile and get more information on them and so on. But like I said, I've got the chat saved here in my messages, uh, Facebook Messenger. So anyway, that's the way that worked. So that was kind of funny, I thought. But now let's see. This is not what I would call a scam. This is not what I would call a scam, but this is someone that, again, sent me a friend request, and then I can, I guess I can go ahead and share this. All right, so this person sent me a friend request. Who it is not important. It's just the pattern that I want to talk about here. So, so they sent me a friend request. Hi, hello, how are you? Okay. I've stopped asking and you and so on with these people that I'm suspicious of. If they want to keep talking, then they will, I figure. So, how are you? Okay. Where are you from? I'm American. Oh, nice. I'm Philippines. Okay, so again, they can't even spell the name of their own country, but I do believe this is a Filipina. Um, and I said, I know, I saw your profile. And then she, again, uninvited, sends me a photograph of someone. I think it probably is her. Sends me a photograph. And then I say, I'm married, right? You send me a photograph. You send me a friend request, start talking to me, then send me your photograph. Okay, so right away, I'm married. Okay. Okay. From now, I need help, my friend. All right. So this person doesn't know me at all. Found me on Facebook somehow, maybe through a friend of a friend or something. I don't know. Sent me a friend request. Sent me a couple of text messages and then her photograph. And now it's, I need help, my friend. And I said, I help my family. Because the pandemic, I have no working. And I checked her Facebook profile. You have 86 other Facebook friends you can ask for help. And I had noticed that a number of them seemed to be, a number of her friends seemed to be uh, white, older white males, right? Older meaning probably over 50. So I said, you have 86 other Facebook friends. You can ask for help. I need a little help. So there wasn't a lot to play with here, and I mean, I don't know. It's not really a scam, so I wasn't trying to fish anything out of this person. They're just blatantly got their hand out begging for money, right? So I need a little help. I don't care. No, no. uh, I'll buying food. And then what was this? I said, oh, I asked, is the only reason you sent me a friend request is so that you could ask me for help? And she says, no, no, sir, no. And I said, I take care of my family and I'm not going to help you. And then she's talking about because of the lockdown, she doesn't have work, she doesn't have money, she can't buy food. Um, and then yes, for some reason, not exactly sure what the yes was responding to, but yeah, maybe she's going to try and try again. I don't know, because she didn't block me and I didn't block her either. This is kind of an open case here. See if this person will uh, be attempting anything later on. Don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's a scam and someone with their hand out. Um, I mean, I do have sympathy for people that are suffering. Um, and, this person, I believe, is a Filipina. Um, People in the Philippines are suffering, um, I believe, for various reasons. I mean, the lockdown has been difficult. Um, I mean, it's a third world country. It's a lot of people are not very well off, even under the best of circumstances. And we've had a year and a half of some really bad circumstances. Um, People are either getting sick or losing work, and so on. They just had a typhoon. The typhoon was strong, but not too bad. It's not like um, what was that, 6 or 7 years ago when there was a really big typhoon that went through that area, and many lives were lost at that time. Um, so, I mean, I can understand why they would feel some degree of desperation, and so on. But the idea of going on to social media like Facebook, basically randomly finding foreigners, based on the friends that she had added the friends that she had added. I'm guessing that the majority of the people that she is friending are foreign men in their 40s, 50s, 60s. That's based on the photographs and the few profiles that I browsed. That seemed to be the case. Um, so it just seems strange to go on to Facebook randomly, more or less randomly, or without any real connection to you. You ask somebody to become your friend, and then after just a couple of exchanges, text exchanges, you tell them that you need help. Yeah, like I said, I understand it because there are a lot of people who do need help, but it just, to me, gives a bad impression. Um, I mean, I'm not on Facebook for dating. I'm not on Facebook, for flirting, or for scamming, for trying to get anything out of anybody. Um, I basically use Facebook to keep contact with my friends and family, and sometimes make new friends. I mean, but make actual new friends. People that have some connection to something that I have a connection to. So, for example, I make Philippine friends. I choose. Hello, Eleanor. Yeah. Yep. Everything. I'm doing well. Got a beautiful day today. I was out riding my scooter earlier. Um, have to ride that thing every once in a while. We've had so much rain lately that I hadn't had too many chances, so I got out to ride it for a little bit to keep the battery charged up and so on. But the people that I send friend requests to on Facebook are people that I knew basically from when I lived in America, from my high school or college days, mostly high school. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm actually closer or keep more contact with my high school friends than my college friends. I guess that's partly because, I lived in a small town, so it was a small town high school. You know, basically everybody there, and you spent junior high school with them. You spent elementary school with a majority of them, and so on. So, yeah, it makes sense. And university, much bigger, and you meet all kinds of people during that 4-year time period. I had good friends, made some really good friends at university, but then again, um, everybody went their own separate ways, more or less. Lost track of just about everybody from university. But I mean, yeah, I would like to be able to actually get a hold of some of my. I've tried to use Facebook to get a hold of some of my. You could use some rain badly. Oh, really? I tell you, here, Japan has a rainy season, and it usually is the month of June. And this year, the month of May, the second half of the month of May had several more rainy days than is usual. So they decided that, the rainy season started early this year. Then June was not very much rain at all, which I was actually grateful for because, I didn't have to go to class in the rain. I didn't have to walk to class or whatever, go to class in the rain. So that was nice. July also was fairly dry. Had some rain in July. But then it was August when we got like 2 or 3 weeks of rain in August, which is just unheard of. That's usually the hot, dry season here. I mean, usually in August we're actually hoping for a little rain to come by to cool things off a little bit and give all the plants a drink and so forth. But this year, August was the wettest August I've ever seen in my over 30 years here. Yeah, so all that rain in August. Normally, that's the time when I'm out on my scooter all the time, right? Bopping here and there, and didn't have the chance to do that. But my scooter's in good shape now, and the weather's fine. So I think I've got a couple more weeks yet before classes get started again. I'm hoping that I can uh, get some riding in. It's only a little 50cc scooter. It's just a tiny little thing. Doesn't even have gears. It's just a get on and ride. As simple as possible, because I had a motorcycle when I was in the States, but that was when I was a teenager. Haven't really ridden motorcycles since then. Oh, I did too. That's right. When I first came, so 33 years ago, when I first came to Japan, I bought a cheap, well used motorcycle. It was a regular motorcycle. Again, it was only 50 cc's, but it did have, the regular, clutch, gearbox, and so on. So, but yeah, after 30 years of not riding a motorcycle, something easy was good, no more than I ride it. Anyway, so it felt really nice to get out in the sunshine and ride my scooter around. did a couple of errands for the wife, and dropped off some groceries there at home, and then came back to the office to hopefully do a layman's philosophy. But my buddy Jeff doesn't seem to want to show up here. I don't know what's going on. He told me um, yesterday evening, he sent me a text and said, "Hey, Dan, sorry, I totally forgot about this earlier when I told you 10 o'clock tomorrow," which he was the one that said 10 o'clock today. Um, but he forgot about this. But I have to go to a meeting about fall entrance tests at 10. Would you mind pushing the broadcast up to 1:30? Now, I would say push it back to 1:30, unless he's talking about 1:30 in the morning, which I'm sure that he wasn't. Um, but anyway, so 1:30 was the new time. So I said okay, and then about quarter after 1 or 1:18, I guess it was, I sent him a text and said, "Are you ready?" But I am still waiting to get a reply. So something has come up. Um, he's a busy guy. I can think of only a handful of days we've had rain since May. It's just been hot, and weather has all just looked hazy from fires most of the summer. A few clear days here and there, but mostly hazy, brown, overcast day. Wow, that really sucks. Um, put it mildly, put it bluntly, it sucks. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's it's a little bit frustrating for those of us that have been talking about, hey, we need to address this climate change, but then you get a year like this where Japan here, our weather is all screwed up. The rainy season was dry, and the dry season is rainy. We've got America and Europe, Asia, places, huge numbers of fires. Where is it? Greece and Turkey or something like that, where they were having fire. I can't remember now. Um, there were big fires there, and of course, the world knows about the huge fires in California and all along the West Coast, I guess, and other places too. Um, yeah, and so finally, there are people that are, more people are waking up and smelling the smoke, I guess, and realizing that, hey, yeah, this climate change is a thing. But then you still got the deniers, um, and they're gonna, there's gonna be. I just believe. I'm very pessimistic about it. I just believe that there are going to be enough deniers denying and carrying on with things the way they are, plus the people that may believe, but they put uh, the money in their pockets over, a safe environment or a livable environment, really. Um, they say, well, if I can get rich now, if I can put a few more dollars in my pocket now, well, when and maybe I actually believe that a lot of these deniers are actually believers. They believe in climate change, but they want to deny it so that they can um, go ahead and continue with business as usual, uh, keep lining their pockets as much as possible so that when all hell breaks loose, so to speak, and climate change is even worse than it is now, they'll at least be financially in better shape to protect themselves, find themselves a better location or whatever, and provide for themselves and screw everybody else. That's the way I see it. Yeah, it's definitely out of the norm. It's meant not going outside most days other than to walk the dog fast. But it's hard to breathe. It's already too late to turn things around. Now we can only hope to slow things down. Right. Yeah. Um, I mean, I'm a great believer in Mother Nature, and if uh, I think I've said this before, and it sounds so cruel, but I mean, I look at it as realism, or good luck for them trying to turn money into breathable air. But that's what they believe. They say, oh, I mean, someplace somewhere there's people are going to survive or whatever, and if I got enough money then I can be there. I mean, I really think that's what they're thinking of. um, and the Bill Gates and the Bezos and Bezoses and so on, those kind of people, they've already got enough money, they can still take rocket rides and not worry about it. But the rest of us, are going to be hard pressed. There's going to be less land, more water. I mean, the ice caps are melting, the water levels are going to rise. Weather is going to change. It's going to be more erratic. The storms are going to be bigger, stronger, and come more often. We've seen this, right? We've seen this just in the last few years. I mean, I think just about every year they break or tie a record for the strongest storm or the most rainfall here or the highest temperature there or whatever. But if what I was going to say, why the reason I prefaced it with I'm being a realist is when COVID came around, I was kind of thinking, hey, maybe this is nature trying to correct things. If nature can come along and kill about probably 20 to 30% of the human population, maybe that would be enough to turn things around. If we had 20 to 30% fewer people polluting and using up resources and this, that, and the other thing, maybe that would do something. Of course, that I knew that wasn't actually going to work because, well, I didn't think it was going to work because I assumed that countries, rich countries like the United States and England and most of the European countries and so on, would be able to protect themselves, vaccinate themselves and so on. And so therefore, the biggest polluters like America and probably China and so on, the biggest polluters would be the ones who probably lost the least population because of their money and technology and so on. And the third world countries who aren't polluting nearly as much are the ones who are really going to suffer with population loss. Of course, I still think that is the case. We're not out of this yet. Delta is still going rampant. I mean, even countries like America, England, and Israel, and so on, that have a lot of people fully vaccinated, now realize that a booster shot is probably going to be necessary, at least a good idea, if not absolutely necessary. You still got large numbers of countries with less than 10% of the population vaccinated, even once. Japan has impressed me. I mean, I knew they could do it. But even so, I was impressed with Japan. We got at least 2 or 3 months late start compared to America with the vaccination, but Japan is already over 50% fully vaccinated. And I think 60%, over 60% with at least one shot. 90% of the most vulnerable, the elderly and the most vulnerable are their vaccination rate is over 90%. Those that didn't probably either have some underlying condition that is enough of a concern that they were recommended not to, or have decided for themselves not to, or I mean, there are deniers or anti-vaxxers here to a certain extent. They're not quite as vocal as they are in America, and but that's just it. Around the world, what gets the biggest splash on the news page, right, on the web page or the on the television screen? It's the concerns about the vaccinations, and so that's what people that don't actually delve into the information deeply. That's what they garner. Oh, a bunch of people in America are saying the vaccine's not safe. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe I shouldn't get the vaccine, right? Like all those who want to go live on Mars. Yes, it makes total sense. Instead of, taking care of the planet we already occupy and is habitable for now, let's instead go to a new planet that's inhabitable and build a dome to live in and try to make the inhabitable habitable. Sounds brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. I I mean, I think, yeah, it's pretty clear they are going to go to Mars. They're going to find a way to do it. I mean, it may not be in my lifetime. I mean, I am figuring, at 61 years old, I figure good chance to be around for another 30, even 40 years. I mean, life expectancies are extending, and the fact that I've lived over half my life in Japan actually helps. I mean, it's genetics to a certain extent, but it's actually more, lifestyle and living conditions. So yeah, there's a good chance that I could live, another 30 or 40 years. Knock on wood. Um, but I don't see a permanent Mars settlement while I'm still alive, probably. I think it will happen. I just think that they're going to find. I used to be a science fiction big. I still am a big science fiction fan. I just think that they're going to find more barriers to that establishing that than they are anticipating. Um, but again, I could be dead wrong. I often am. All right. Well, I didn't get a reply from Jeffersonian. I wonder what is going on with the big lug. Sorry, I'm being a bad broadcaster here. Yeah, sorry. Just sending a couple of texts out here. See if I can find out what happened to Jeff, but maybe something came up. Um, yeah, if his wife says jump, he asks how high. He's a good husband, right? Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm for cleaning things up here and keeping what already works working. Sounds way more cost efficient and realistic. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it seemed, well, I guess, and Elon Musk kind of weirds me out. I mean, the guy seems to be intelligent, but he gave some presentation. He was talking the other day. He thinks that um, overpopulation is not going to be the problem. He thinks that underpopulation, that there's going to be a population crash and there's not going to be enough people or something like that. Some crazy thing. I mean, I couldn't follow his logic. Uh, but again, he's another one that's going to take off for Mars, I think. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It would be it's gonna be really tough to colonize Mars. It will get done. I believe it will get done. It's just gonna take a long, long time. Um, I mean, I don't see why we don't do. Yeah, clean up here. I An example in the Philippines. I talk a lot about the Philippines because I like that place, and that's where my wife is from. But in the Philippines, for the last 30 or 40 years, Manila Bay had been an eyesore. It was basically a garbage dump. It was just literally covered with trash. The water was not a healthy looking color. There were basically no fish in the area because of all the garbage and the seepage of the garbage into the bay water there and so on. And it was a ugly, smelly mess. But the current president, President Duterte, who gets a lot of flack from America because he won't kowtow to the American wishes. Um, yeah, he is on the spectrum. Yeah, Elon Musk is on the spectrum. Yeah. I've been to the moon one time, and people think we inhabit Mars somehow soon are crazy to me. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah, yeah. What? Yeah, I guess they think that they're going to be able to grow things on Mars that they can't do on the moon. It's going to be somehow easier. Well, I mean, the atmosphere is not breathable for us. So we've got, we have to build, the domed cities and so on. So how is that different than the moon? Um, there may be water on Mars. I mean, it's pretty much accepted that there was water on Mars, liquid water on Mars at some point, or at least that seems to be the prevailing theory now. But where it is, if it's underground or if there's any left or something, that's still an unknown. They think that they have found water, I mean, frozen water, ice on the moon in some of the shadows of the craters of the moon. They think that they've got water. So, I mean, if you've got water on the moon, you need domes on either planet. The gravity is low on both places. Of course, the gravity is much, much more on Mars, but again, it's only a third of what it is here on Earth. So, I mean, yeah, what's the great appeal to Mars? The great appeal of Mars. I don't quite understand that. So far away. Anything goes wrong, we're talking about help's not going to come um, in time, probably. Go, man, I had a sudden meeting ready now. Okay, well, I'm so yeah, I lost track of what I was talking about. Yeah, so Elon Musk and his dreams of Mars and so on. But yeah, I think I believe in nature. I think that nature is going to uh, crank out something, uh, a virus or some new flesh-eating bacteria that they can't get rid of or that spreads easily or something. Um, that's going to wipe out a good portion of the human population and make it possible for this planet to survive. I used to have dreams that we originally lived on Mars and it was Mars that we originally destroyed, and then we are moved to Earth and now we're destroying it and trying to get back to our original planet. I should have written that into a book. Yeah, that's a plausible story. It actually is quite plausible. Um, yeah, like I said, there seems to be a lot of evidence that there was liquid water on Mars. Could have been life there. And then, yeah, either we destroyed Mars or we just, the grass is always greener type of thing, and saw, hey, there's a scarcity of water here on Mars. There's more water on Earth. Let's go there. It'll be an easier life, and so they picked up and went there. That would also kind of explain. I mean, that we are, our ancestors, that came from space are um, the ancient astronauts. Explaining, the great technology and so on that they had developed to the point where they could travel from Mars to Earth and start a colony and basically move the population there. Um, yeah, that has a lot of appeal to it. That story. And maybe that's why people are so curious about Mars. Maybe that's in the back of a lot of people's minds, that maybe that's where we actually came from, and they want to go there and actually, dig through some of the layers there and see if there's any indication of past, civilizations there on Mars. Um, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Um, I mean, yeah, Mars. I don't think I would like being on Mars. I mean, not yeah. It just takes too long. I mean, I have a hard time, riding an airplane for 10 hours, 12 hours, going from Japan back to America. Of course, that's an airplane. The point I get stuck is why we can't remember how we traveled here. How do you just lose the technology like that? Well, again, you know, how long ago did they come here? We know that there are, major disasters and so on, or maybe they encountered some uh, disease on this planet, some virus or bacteria that wasn't on Mars but was here, and it wiped out a huge segment of the population. And or maybe it wiped out all the adults, and so only the children were left. And um, they lived, because there was enough abundance. They could still whatever. I mean, I can make up a story. There's enough. They could live, but they didn't have the knowledge to maintain the technology, and so that's why the technology was lost. Or I mean, either through huge population loss, or population or a loss of a segment of the population that made it impossible for them to maintain the technology, and so therefore over time the technology was lost. I mean, that I could probably flesh out that story to make it some conspiracy theorists believe it anyway. Speaking of conspiracy theories, I was just reading. Where was it? I was reading something. Oh, I think I closed that. Yeah, I did. I closed it. It was kind of interesting, though. Conspiracy theories throughout history that turned out to be true. That's kind of an interesting webpage. Oh, I like that twist. All the adults dying. That's a good. I'll credit you in the thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. Some disease that only affects older people, right? The young people manage to somehow develop a immunity to it or whatever. I'm gonna plug in my earphones here so I don't get any feedback. And Jeffersonian.
What's happening?
Well,
Thanks for inviting me. Sorry, I got a little bit tied up there.
That's all right. I've been plotting your murder, so don't watch this broadcast, otherwise it'll spoil the surprise for you there.
Oh, really? Oh shoot! I'm watching it right after, man. You better believe it.
No. I want the knife to be a total surprise.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't want you to know which hand is holding the knife that's coming for you there. So
it's your left one.
It's not mine. It's not mine. I'll have a co-conspirator here.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I better keep my eye out, right?
You better keep both eyes out. Yep.
Okay. No one knows where my office is, do they? Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding?
Jeez,
I put a flag on, or I dropped a pin on Google Maps now. Here's the target. Here's the target. Go at
it. How could you, man?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What's the shush? Why are we being shushed?
because she knows the secret. Maybe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have to.
She
Yeah.
knows, she knows the murder secret.
That's right. She was here long enough to get in on the
So
murder plot. Yep.
I guess so. It's like it refers to her previous comment here. Oh, I like that twist. All adults dying.
Mm.
Right, like Jeff here, I guess. Is that what you?
No. We're talking
Jeez.
about the fact that we're talking about climate change and the fact that the rich people are all looking. They're like they've written off Earth and they're ready to blast off in their spaceships to Mars, right? And try and colonize Mars.
Right.
And
Okay.
and and she was saying that she had a dream, or she used to have dreams, or she had dreams about the idea that we all originated, humanity originated on Mars and messed it up, and so they came to Earth and started over again, right? And now we're messing this one up, and now we're planning to go back. Yeah,
that's a pretty good concept, man. That would make a
Yeah.
great movie, wouldn't it?
And that's why it came up. She couldn't figure out why, if they had the technology to move from one planet to the other, why they lost that technology. I mean, we're just now getting to that point, right? So, if that was true, if we came from Mars, then why did we lose the technology? And that's where I came up with the idea that there was some kind of a virus or some kind of bacteria or something like that killed off, but only killed off the adults, so that the children, who were young enough that they weren't able to maintain the technology, they were the only ones that were left, and so we had to kind of start from scratch again. And that kind of explains some of the things. How did the pyramids get built? And so on. We were the ancient astronauts, right? Our ancestors came from Mars were the ancient astronauts.
I think that's already in the belief system, isn't it? Like on that show, Ancient Aliens, right? I
think we came from Mars,
something like that. Maybe not Mars, but we're panspermia, right?
Right.
That concept, right? It's we're from the stars, some stars, right. Maybe not directly Mars, but
right.
Yeah, but that is an interesting concept, though.
Right. Yeah. I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Corona's given me all kinds of ideas. I was saying, when Corona stuck its ugly head up, I thought, okay, this is what's going to save the planet, right? Kill off about a third, the 20% to a third of the humans on this planet, and maybe we can save it.
Yeah, all the dumb ones are going to go, huh?
All the basically, yeah. The ones that believe the anti-vaxxers, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
All the
giving
people
too much away.
not wearing masks.
Yeah.
Hey, right there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, or what about Venus? I mean, hey,
Yeah, that's another possibility.
Yeah.
That is another possibility. Yep.
So where did you start the questioning?
Yeah. No. I did another. What did I do? A scammers report. I did another scammers report.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Okay. What was that like?
It's just. It wasn't as good as some of the others. This one kind of got frustrated with me too soon, right? I said.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But I figured out that something that's different scams seem to be that they want photograph, or they at least want your telephone number.
Wow. Okay.
Because they either ask you to text them your telephone number. They ask to go to WhatsApp, and WhatsApp is linked to your telephone number. If you have a WhatsApp, you will know their telephone number. So the only reason I am to insist on moving from one chat software to basically its equivalent, move from Messenger to WhatsApp is, so that they can get your telephone number, which they can't get, without directly asking you on Facebook, right?
Right. I guess not.
Right. Yeah, because all of them have either asked me to move to WhatsApp or have asked me to text a message to such and such a telephone number, right? So either way, my telephone number would be divulged to the scammer, right? So that's what they're wanting, telephone numbers. What the end game
and I guess Yeah, from that, I was just going to ask. From that, maybe they, make calls and charge your number. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, possibility. What I don't understand is, especially since I've accepted more and more unknown Facebook friends. I've been perusing more and more Facebook profiles, right? And
Mhm.
what I've noticed is there are a large number of people that, for whatever reasons, probably they just aren't aware of the fact that their phone numbers are on display in their Facebook profile page.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 I think a lot of people do that. I mean, mine was because I had a business. Yeah.
Uh huh. Uh
And
huh.
my business was connected
Yeah.
to my phone, and then when I uh, stopped doing the business, right now the phone numbers,
Mm-hmm.
the new owner, but it's interesting because my page, and it's just on my page, the business page. I don't think it's on my Facebook profile, but
Uh huh.
there's still, for some strange reason, Facebook, although they know these things, right? They know the owner's different, blah 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 blah. They still wanted me to put my phone number on there. They still want to change the phone number back to me. Yeah.
Uh huh.
And I always refuse because it's not my business anymore, right?
Right. Right. Yeah. Huh.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, very weird.
Yeah. It is weird.
Yeah, Eleanor says this, right? She's right. Uh, you know, people getting information to create new profiles, right? To take someone's identity, right? Identity theft, right? And
I
then,
think I talked to my.
sign up on a lot of things using that identity. Yeah,
Yeah.
scary
Yeah.
stuff, huh?
Yeah. I figure, after they get, confirmed, confirmed telephone numbers, pictures too, but at least confirmed telephone numbers, they can probably sell those to some marketing company, rather than just,
Mhm.
use, to call all these different phone numbers. If you have confirmed phone numbers, right, probably worth more. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Sure, maybe so.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess you have to kind of put your mind into the mind of a scammer to see what they may do
Right.
with it. I'm sure there's a
I don't
lot
think
of
I don't
little
think
things
mine
that
would
we
fit.
don't
I think
know. Yeah,
they're, that's
but
that seems like a pretty narrow space. Minds. uh,
yeah,
uh,
but I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things that we're not thinking of that they know how to do, right? To get in there,
right.
to
Right.
squeeze in,
Yep.
that we
Yep.
wouldn't know because we're not
Yep.
scammers. Yeah.
That's right. That's
I don't
right.
know. I'm not a scammer. Are you
That's
a
right.
scammer, Dan?
Oh well, I scam myself sometimes, but not
Woo!
very successfully.
Not very successfully, right? Okay, so where are you? You're in your office or are you at home?
Yeah, I'm in the office. Mike's making noise over there.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, that's Mike. Okay. Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's
Yeah.
up?
What's up, man?
I
Cool.
was listening to you live a second ago to see
What?
what the delay was because I could hear your voice. So I thought, what would the delay be on Facebook? It's about a 2 or 3 second delay
Uh huh.
on Facebook anyway.
Okay.
So I heard you say like a third something something, and then like I was waiting, and then it came up a few seconds later. So it's a few seconds delay, but
Okay.
interesting.
All right. So there we go. We got a few second delay on Facebook. Yeah.
Got a few second delay. Few second delay. Few second delay.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan. 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 Dan.
Yeah.
Will I ever be happy? Yeah, interesting. This is a very interesting question because I just listened to this podcast. I always try new podcasts, right? And I was trying this podcast that I found on Stitcher. It's called Hidden Brain. Do you know that one?
Hidden Brain. No, I
Um,
don't know that.
it's by this Indian dude, a researcher, philosopher dude, Santar Pidandi, I think his name is. But his podcast the other day was the elusive happiness, right? Right. how come we never feel happy? And he had a few psychologists and a couple philosophers on the podcast. Yeah, they talked about this very issue, interestingly, right? They were kind of, they went from the story, from the premise that you think that you're going to find something that's going to make you happy, right? One philosopher had very bad eyesight, just like myself, right? And she was just, every day of her life, she was like, gosh, I wish I had, 20/20 vision. That would make me so happy. If I could just see everything, if I wouldn't have to search for my glasses, in the morning to turn off my alarm clock, if I could drive without glasses and such, right? So finally she got the LASIK surgery, right? The surgery to improve your eyesight. And suddenly she had 20/20 vision. So she went from being able basically not to see or not see very well to basically 20/20 vision. And she was amazed at the first day or two. And it took her a couple of weeks to get used to having 20/20 vision, right? But she loved it. She was so happy. And then 2 months later, it wore off, right? She was used to it, right? She was used to it. So she didn't have that happiness anymore, right? She was already used to it. So that elation, right, was already gone, right?
Yep.
And I think that's a big thing. I think, you have that thing that you think is going to make you happy. And then once you attain it, right, you're back to square one because you have it already, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So you're going to have to search for more things to make you happy.
Right. Which
I
kind
think
of,
it's better just to be happy and not worry about, what I mean, searching for something to make you happy.
right. But I mean, that it's that tendency that the majority of people have that makes me question, what I was talking about yesterday, about what could heaven be like, because if all our needs are satisfied, if we're, then I mean, that becomes the norm. And so again, we're not satisfied with that anymore, right? So if you have 20/20 vision, then that's not the thing that you're lacking, so you want something else. If you don't have 20/20, then that's the thing that you lack. But yeah, so just like your story, so I just can't imagine any kind of situation that could be perpetual bliss, right? I mean, just doesn't fit with the human psyche at all.
No, you're right. You're right.
I guess once we're dead, we're not going to be humans anymore, But then, if I don't have a physical body and my mental operations are so changed that I'm no longer, driven by any kind of desire, because desire is a want, is a perceived lack, right? But if you're in bliss, then you don't have that anymore. So if I don't have any, and I don't have, what way am I going to be?
Yeah.
So
yeah, right. So then you're just a soul, or what are you, right?
Right. You're a soul.
Like, what are you? You're a soul. So you wouldn't have the same desires or kind of needs, right?
Not only
and
wouldn't have
I think
the same, but you wouldn't have desires or needs if you're right, the perfect place, right?
Yeah, I mean, no, absolutely. I think people, bound to religion or interested or very religious still think that, though, that heaven is that kind of a place, right?
Yeah, and I think that's just I just think that's the ultimate grass is greener, idea. It's so it'd be better if I lived in America, so that all these people wanting to go to America, all the crazy people that want to go to America for some reason, they think it's going to be better there. The grass is greener, right? Or they think that it's going to be, better if they get this job, or if they go here, live in this city, or do this or do that and the other thing, but the ultimate grass is greener is heaven. Once I get to heaven, then that's really going to be great, but it's the same thing. It's not, anyway. Yeah.
Well, I personally think that, when you die, that's it. Right.
Yep. I do too.
Blackness, and sorry to say, but that's it. Right.
I mean, yeah, I believe, that I will be after I'm dead the same as I was before I was born.
Yes. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And so I don't have any right now. I don't have any regrets or any bad feelings or any negative anything about before I was born. And so therefore, I figure it's going to be the same kind of state after I'm dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. I mean, you didn't know where you were, right?
right.
And you didn't know anything until you were born, and so right. Yeah, the same thing's going to happen after you die. I believe that too.
Mhm,
Sure.
mhm.
Mhm. Indeed. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So I think, will I ever be happy? I think you just have to be happy. That's it.
Exactly. Which is what
Right.
Eleanor has been saying here. I believe I'm only as happy as I allow myself to be. Happiness is a state of mind.
Mhm.
Nothing can make you happy. Things can be right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that doesn't. Perhaps happiness coming from having nothing or having learning to let go of all materialistic things, having only not what you want. Yeah, I'm dead. I'm
Right.
dead. Yeah, we did. I talked about that the other day.
Yeah.
What happens to my body? I
Yeah, I remember that. Mhm.
I think I told spent $1,000 or whatever on some for my wife and I, which
Mhm.
is nothing to me. I'm not gonna right. So spend $1,000 so
Yeah. So how do
place to go have a picnic
right?
on Memorial.
Yeah, I think I told you my wife put some money down on a very beautiful plot,
Yeah.
right? Overlooking a really beautiful view under a tree.
Mm.
And I was kind of like, she goes, it's expensive, but it's going to be worth it. Hmm, okay. Sure, yeah.
It's gonna be worth it.
I guess
To
so,
who
yeah.
and when?
Right.
Who and when? I mean, those are the questions that pop to my mind when
Yeah, right.
it's going to be worth it to
Indeed.
whom? Um,
To
when, right? Yeah.
and when, right. Exactly.
Anyway,
Indeed.
I guess it's going to be worth it to family because about where to bury you at that point. Okay, that's all taken care of. So, mom and dad took care of that. The kids don't have to worry.
Yeah. How do you feel about preventative medicine?
Preventative medicine. I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, that's kind of what the vaccine is.
Yeah. Or not even that. I mean, just getting a health checkup every year, which some people don't, or getting other tests like a PET test or things like
Absolutely.
this.
I mean, and I don't. I want. I mean, again, who is it? Some guy. Oh, Mike knows him. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so some doctor is talking about it's not how long my life is. I'm more interested in the quality of the life that I live. So I hope that I have a relatively healthy life, while I'm living it, and then, I mean, if
Right on.
the worst case scenario for me is to have some long, drawn out, prolonged, debilitating disease where I'm alive, but I can't really enjoy life. I mean, that would be the worst.
I
Oh, you're
agree with that
portable.
too.
You're portable.
I'm portable. Sorry, I got to move around. Yeah, I gotta. I'm on the portable again today. Yeah, had the
Okay.
same problem today.
Ah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going down, but hopefully I'll figure it out.
My parental
Connectivity
grandparents got
issues.
a plot for the whole family 30 years ago. Space 420. It's huge. However, most of the family have passed. Their past is not used. It's kind of sad. Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not used it. That is kind of sad. I guess you can sell it though. No, I don't know how that works. Can you sell your plot if you don't use it? Are you comfortable about that, Dan?
What? Comfortable about
Can you
selling
sell
it?
your plot? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Like I said, I don't. Yeah, they can sell it even if I've used it. For all I care, they can. Yeah. I
mean, legally.
Yeah.
Legally, can a family sell it? Yeah. right?
Oh,
I
that
guess
I
they
don't
can.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know either. So will I ever be happy? Yes, I am happy. Ping pong. Period. Done. Right.
Mm. Yep.
How was your morning there, Daniel?
It was okay. Yeah. So I was talking before. Another thing that I talked about. It's such a beautiful day. We've got these beautiful white wispy
Yeah.
clouds up there. But it's streaked across this beautiful blue sky, and it's not too hot. At least it wasn't when I was out earlier this morning. It's hot, of course, but it's not too hot. And I was out on my scooter. I ran a couple of errands and so on. Had to grab a couple of things for the
Cool.
wife and so on. Yeah, it was absolutely great being out there.
Nice.
I'm ready for our road trip out to Costco on our scooters
You want
there.
to do that today or what?
Today,
Or next week?
yeah, I think we kind of I need to plan ahead for that.
Yeah. Me
because
too, kind of. I got to get my scooter running, actually. Just
that
check it and make sure everything's good.
definitely would make it a faster trip if your scooter's running than if you had to push it.
No, I think I'll push it the whole way.
Well, that'd be healthier. That'd be the healthier way,
That'd be healthier.
Get a lot,
It
get that good cardio going there, right?
Yeah, it'd take about 24 hours to get over there and back, probably, but
nah.
maybe not that long. 12, maybe. Nah, maybe
Yeah.
not that long. Maybe
No.
5.
Oh yeah, at least 5, I would say. At least 5. Yeah. I mean, because what is it from downtown to Tokai University? When I walked that, just walking without pushing a scooter, that took about 45 to 55 minutes. So. Yeah, and going out to Costco, yeah, that's definitely going to be. I don't see doing that in 5 hours, but yeah, 12 I could see. Yeah, 12.
12
Got a
hours?
huge thing. Yeah, 12 hours. I think you could do it in 12 hours. Walk out there. Back. I don't know if you could make it back in 12 hours.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you could run.
Yep,
I would know people who would be able to run out there and run back.
Yep. I can. I'm terrible at running. I mean, at actual, sprint running or but jogging, I can jog forever.
Yeah.
I surprised myself even when I'm out of shape. I can jog quite a ways.
Cool.
Yeah, basically
me
without.
too.
Yeah. Which I guess that's the point of jogging, right? It's a little bit faster than walking, but you can do it for a long, long time.
Yep. Indeed, man. Indeed.
Yeah. So anyway, will I ever be happy? I mean, I am happy. Yeah.
Ping pong. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm happy too. I really am happy. Like my grandmother. I think I've told you about my grandmother. She
you look
just
like
woke
her.
up happy every day. Thank you. I know. Everybody says that.
Especially from the neck down.
Although she's been dead for about 7 not quite that bad, thank you. She had big stretchy things in places that I don't, so.
Okay, all right. Well, we won't follow up on that.
So,
all right.
So yeah, she just woke up every day and she was just happy to be alive. That's it. She didn't have much, but she didn't need much and she didn't care. I always thought that was great,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I like this question. What does it mean to be, right? So, I mean, this is again talking about existence. When we say that things exist, what does that even mean? I mean, I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think what people mean by that, I think there are some philosophical thought patterns going around to just be, right? Be in the moment. I think they mean by that, and just be and not let your brain kind of think too much or dictate what you're going to do, and kind of to get rid of the conversation you have in your head all the time, either just telling yourself you're bad or you can't do things or this or that, right? Or have negative thoughts, right? Just to be and just not to worry so much, and just to go on, just to be, and just to get rid of your your
Okay.
never-ending thought,
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can
never-ending inner
understand that.
voice,
Yeah,
right?
that I understand. But I took it to be,
Be,
be was as in existence. What does
yeah,
it mean to
existence.
exist?
Yeah, I think it means whatever you make it mean, whatever you want it to mean. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I think that's just like, what does life mean, basically? Yeah.
So there is
I
no
mean,
objective.
we are biological creatures, right? We have blood systems. We need to eat. We've got blood vessels and organs and a brain, right? So in
Well,
this
most of us
way,
do,
we're a
Jeff. Most of us
biological
do.
creature, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We're an
Okay.
animal of sorts, so we're a
Okay.
biological creature. I mean, I think there are other creatures, of course, on the earth who don't have the ability to think that, right?
Right.
What does it mean to be?
Right. Okay. But
So they
no.
just,
But, okay. So all right. So does be mean that it has a physical
well, I'm just saying
existence?
that we are, so part of it does, yeah, right? I mean, if
Uh-huh.
you say exist, yeah, right? I think some part of it is that, yeah, that we're a biological, right, living thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Much like a plant, except that we can rationalize things and think about things, right? So to be, and then what do you mean by, of course, be? Yeah, that's what we're
Right.
trying to
Yeah.
discern right at the moment. Yeah, so I mean, like I just said, being can be just that, just a physical living creature, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's
It
it.
can it
By
can be.
what I
Oh,
mean by a plant, that's what it does, and that's all it does, and it doesn't think about it, right?
right. Okay.
So,
But okay. So do
or
concepts
or
do
uh-huh.
concepts exist? Right. So does for example does pi exist? Do
You mean
numbers exist?
blueberry pie, or
No. Do
I know, I'm just teasing you.
yeah.
Yeah, do numbers exist? Does mathematical equations exist? I think
Right.
they're all human constructs.
Right. So a human construct. So humans constructed it, so it exists.
In our realm, it does exist, yeah, because people can agree on it, right?
So existence is also relative. There's no the absolute whatever
That I don't know, right? Because beyond being a physical, breathing, right, multiplying, uh, thinking animal,
mhm.
right? I don't know.
do do waves exist?
Right? Can we say, right? Pardon?
Do waves exist?
Do
Like
we?
in the ocean, does a wave exist?
Well, it does for a few seconds. Yeah, sure. So I think the philosophical, or the construct, physical construct of waves. Yes, they do exist.
But they're
Not saying that they last forever. And
but the it's
so is that
all a wave
one?
all a wave
Is that
is
one? I mean, is that one constraint of being, right, existing forever, or?
no. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah, how about
in what
a light particle
no
is, right?
a wave. Oh, I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
but a wave, in the ocean is just the rising and dropping of water, basically, right? It's I mean, the wave is just the water, the same water taking a different shape.
Yeah, right.
So that means,
Yeah, but it does exist. Not forever.
right? Well,
It
nothing exists
exists in,
forever,
right.
probably.
So exactly, right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then it does,
Okay.
because you can agree on it and measure it. Uh, right. So to us, I would say it exists. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The
So
light particle too. You can. I mean, it comes and you see with it, right? And
right.
Right, and we can all agree on it, and therefore it exists. Yeah.
Okay. So if we can measure it, then it exists. So that means things
Well,
like
if we can agree on it too, like
if we
what
can
it
agree
is.
on to be
Mhm.
observed or perceived. So therefore, things in the universe that no human has yet observed or perceived don't exist. Is
Right,
obs-
right. And
is
then you have to
observation
affect the uh, mathematical equations that do point to some things that exist that we haven't seen. Remember, I mean, people mathematically could prove that the possibility, at least, of black holes, right, before they were ever observed. And remember, one group of researchers did observe a black hole recently. Remember that? A couple years ago, was it?
uh-huh.
They observed the light around the black hole.
Mhm.
When was that? Where was that? Yeah. So there was someone took a picture of the first black hole, the first picture of a black hole.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it was
and
mathematically known, but no one ever, took a picture until they were able to, right?
right. So
And then they
so
did. So I don't know.
observed observed or perceived, right? So we have evidence for it. So like for example, the existence of Pluto was hypothesized before they were actually able to locate what is now the what do they call it? It's not a planet anymore, or a planetoid or whatever it is.
It's a big chunk of rock.
Yeah, it is a big one. Yeah,
I forget what they call it. No, you're right. There is another
dwarf
technical term
planet, and it's
for it.
not a dwarf
Yeah,
planet. But something like that. Yeah,
yeah. I
dwarf
forget what it
planet,
is.
planetoid, something like that. A semi planet. A planetito. I don't know. Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
What
are
was it?
you, dwarf planet? Yeah.
Yeah.
um, um,
I forget what
but
they call.
yeah, so but so then it existed because we predicted it. So if we predict something, then it exists. But what if our prediction is wrong? So it doesn't actually exist until we actually.
Well, I think
They're all big
I
to
think
me.
there's a lot of. I think a lot. Yeah, they're all big to me. I think there's a lot of predictions, possibly mathematical predictions and whatnot, that haven't been, seen or perceived or what have you yet, right?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I think the observation is a very important part of it, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
again, I go back to my idea that mathematics is simply a language that we use that is the most efficient language we have to describe the mathematical relationships, the things that we see in the real world. It's only a language. So yeah, it's possible to create well formed mathematical strings that actually don't have any connection to reality. So, for example, English is just another language in the way that mathematics is. So I could say, Jeff Morrow drove his uh, semi-trailer truck through the living room of Donald Trump on Saturday,
I
right?
did.
That is a well-formed utterance in English. It follows all the grammatical rules. All the words there are legit words, and the grammar is fine, but it doesn't relate to anything that actually has occurred. It doesn't relate to any reality in the world, and so therefore, I think that's what a lot of mathematics is. Yeah, you can make those symbols do what you want. You can make them dance the way you want to, but that doesn't mean that it actually applies to anything real.
Right. Okay. Well, that thing you just read there about me driving that would be
Right.
fun, by the way. Okay.
All right. I gave him an
So
idea. Watch out, folks. Okay. I'm going to have to.
right, right. So that though is just an idea, right? I mean, the sentence existed, right? The
Yeah.
sentence itself existed for a
Right.
short time when you said it, and
Right.
now it doesn't exist because it's gone, right? but it did exist for a couple of seconds, right? And it was just a sentence. So in that case, yeah, I mean, it existed, right? It was just a sentence. It wasn't the situation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So the situation hasn't existed yet, can I say?
Well,
No, don't worry. I'm not going to drive a storm trailer through Donald Trump's house. Don't worry. But you know what I mean? So there's that thing too, right?
Wow.
The form exists. Yeah.
The form exists. Yeah.
Like the sentence existed. Like you said, it's a grammatically complete sentence. Yeah. And it was a sentence. And like George Carlin said, what did he say? He said, "This is the first time anyone's ever said this. I'm going to drill a hole through my hand right at this moment," or something. Right.
Yeah.
And that's right.
Yeah.
This is the first time anyone's ever said that. Maybe that's the first time anyone's ever said that sentence.
Probably. Jeff Moore was going to drive a semi-trailer truck through Donald Trump's living room. Yeah, that's probably the first time.
Right. So it did kind of exist there for just a second when you said it. Well, you said it again. So.
Yeah. Oh, repeat. Yep. Okay.
So you know what I mean? Exactly the same. It's not. There's a difference between that and the situation.
But the situation existed?
No. That's what I'm saying. The sentence itself existed.
The sentence existed.
Yeah.
The sentence existed.
Right. So.
Can you say that? Did that sentence actually exist? I mean, there was
because I heard it.
Yeah.
I perceived of it for a second, not even a second. Yeah.
Well, then ghosts absolutely do exist because there are people that have observed ghosts.
Yeah, I think there is something that exists, and it was termed ghosts. But you're right. Yeah, something is out there, I think, right? I haven't seen anything like it.
And flying saucers exist. Flying saucers exist because people have observed flying saucers.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, if
they observe something,
if the criteria for existence is simply observing, I don't know.
Well, there's people who have hypothesized about it and then seen it, right?
Those people do exist. Yeah.
So I think the hypothesis, right, of it, and then the observation is both of those are really important. I think, yeah.
Something brings it.
But a lot of things interesting are fleeting, right? Look at how many things are fleeting in life and in the universe, right?
Right.
Music that someone writes is fleeting. I mean, someone wrote it. Of course, the Beatles wrote great songs, and they're on vinyl or they're on CD and digitally. But the Beatles, bandmates are, slowly dying. Unfortunately, everyone dies, so there's nothing you can do about that. Their music will exist or be in existence or however you want to put it, for a number of years, and then that too will be fleeting and fly away, right? So things are fleeting, right? Which is to me, it's kind of scary because it doesn't, not scary, but it's kind of the things we do and humans as we are, or what we put forth, right? It's fleeting. Yeah.
Just because it's fleeting doesn't mean it never was to be. You always exist just to be in that moment, right? Yeah. Because everything on some time scale, everything is fleeting, right? Yeah. So
sure, some time scale, everything is fleeting. Yeah. No, I think it did exist. Absolutely, sure.
Right. Yeah. So, but
I'm just saying, it's hard to
have a physical
fleeting it is, really. Yes.
Does something have to have a physical component in order for it to say that it exists? Does there have to be something physical about it for it to exist?
No. I don't think so. No. Well, your sentence existed.
It existed.
Fleeting, and we perceived of it. So
okay.
How about the black hole issue, right? They took the picture of the black hole, okay, right. But we don't know that it's a picture, granted, okay, and that's as close as we're going to get.
I mean, yeah,
Right.
supposedly it's a picture. I mean, Photoshop does amazing things,
Right. Exactly. Right. Right. Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't, so, we just have to believe that it's a physical thing, and people tell us it exists. Right. So, thoughts exist, she says, or
Thoughts
that's
exist.
exists, and there's nothing physical about a thought. That's true, right? Yeah, thoughts exist. Yeah, sure.
Thoughts exist. I guess. Well, yeah, thoughts exist. So unicorns don't exist, but the thought of unicorns exists.
Okay, yeah, right. Now you're getting into the kind of the thing I was getting at, kind of too. The form exists, but the actual thing doesn't exist.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
Jeff Morrow was driving a truck through Donald Trump's house. That's the form, but the sentence exists.
Right.
Yeah, but the unicorn thing is just like that, right? The thought of a unicorn, exists, but the actual thing doesn't exist. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why the idea of the multiverse or parallel universes and all that, I mean, they may be able to show that through mathematics or whatever, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that it exists, right? Again, we can
Right.
construct the equations, but that doesn't mean it actually matches with existence, right? Yeah.
Exactly, right. And the wormhole too. Wormholes,
Yeah.
apparently wormholes, mathematically they can exist, but we've never seen one, and I think it's impossible to create one now.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so that, and then you have to wonder, or I wonder from that, where did mathematics come from, right? Is it something man created?
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said, I'm satisfied with my explanation. I mean, I've heard people argue against it, but I didn't buy I didn't buy their argument. To me, like I said, mathematics is simply the language that is the most efficient thing that we have to describe the relationships that exist. I mean, the relationships that are. So
yeah. Right. So how about, like, if you've seen a physicist, right, by a blackboard with like a super long equation, right, with a piece of chalk in his hand, right, working out this equation, and you're like, wow, Dr. So-and-so has been working for years on this equation. Will we finally solve it, or what have you? Right. I mean, I know that's a language and it's pointing to something and it says a lot of things in there, but who's to say, like, one element isn't out of place, or who's to say he didn't just pull, one part of it, from the clear blue sky,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of gets me interested and fascinated by it, right? Like,
Absolutely.
who made that equation, right? Is it actually right 100%,
Yeah.
He just pulling something out of his, like, well, this means this, and
I would argue. I mean, my idea is that it's not exactly right. I mean, maybe some very, very simple things, like 1 + 1 = 2 is exactly right. But like I said, our spoken language is what we are using and when we try to transfer the ideas that we have in our mind into the mind of someone else, right? To transport those ideas from one mind to another, and we use language to do that, right? And I don't know if my ideas in your mind are exactly the same ideas as I had in my mind. I don't know if the language was a perfect conduit for transporting those ideas from one place to another, in the same way that I don't know that if some of the, especially the complex things. I mean, if we're talking about, oh, look at the beautiful blue sky, and you see the same sky as I do, and we both call it blue, then it's probably a pretty good match, right? But these mathematical concepts that get so complicated, how good are they at actually matching what is reality? I mean,
exactly. No, exactly. totally true, right? I always wonder that, right? Yeah.
Just the thought of the unicorn that exists. Yeah, the unicorn is to know that unicorn, just like the mathematical equations that might show that there was a black hole or whatever that idea exists. But until it is actually observed, then it's only the idea and the concept of entity. I see.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So
that's why wormholes, right? Wormholes, although mathematically viable, maybe don't exist, right?
Right. Oh, that was all. That was my last question.
Last question, man.
Yeah.
Where was that picture taken there, Dan?
That's my desktop. I don't know. I mean, that's
okay.
Microsoft, or I think.
Okay.
I think that's just a not Microsoft. I think that's just an Apple standard something screen.
But that wasn't in your dream last night?
No, not last night.
Not a black hole then?
No, definitely not a black hole. No.
Yeah. Fascinating.
You got more time? You want to do some more? I've got unanswerable questions.
Yeah, I've got a little bit more time. Yeah.
All righty. Let's see. Oh, wonderful. Peachy keen.
Today and tomorrow are the THT in Kyrgyzstan online presentations.
Today and tomorrow you're going to be doing THC. What?
THT.
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. That's what you say now.
Helping teachers, buddy.
Tetrahydrocannabinol. All right. Yeah. So today and tomorrow is THT?
Yeah. Kyrgyzstan.
Oh, Kyrgyzstan.
Online presentations. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I saw Brent Jones do his a little bit.
Okay.
And a few other people, right?
Yeah, I'm wondering if we should try and set something up with Philippines.
Hey, could try to do.
Yep. I do THC every day. I'm doing THC right now. Oh, you lucky girl. Oh man. It's been much too long for me, but yeah, I chose to live in a society that doesn't allow that, and I live with my choice.
That's right.
Just like the choice to get to know Jeff, I live with that. I mean, I suffer with that choice every time.
Read between the lines, man.
Hey, look at there. He's just always berating me. Always doing things.
Right. Degrading you.
Did we talk about this one? Why do people say they slept like a baby if they slept through the night when babies are known for not sleeping?
I don't remember this one, no.
They do that though, right? Yeah. How'd you sleep? Oh, I slept like a baby. Oh, you woke up every 2 hours and cried?
Every 2 hours for some milk?
Right.
Some nurse? Yeah, he had a horse.
Sucked on those breasts next to you there? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, well, if that's what it meant, then I wouldn't mind sleeping like a baby then. Yeah. Wake up every 2 hours. Okay. Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really use that. I mean, I usually use slept like a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Although rocks don't sleep either, right?
But there's all kinds of those mixed up ones. So eat like a horse. When a horse actually eats a very small percentage of their body weight, and they say, eat like a horse means eat a lot. Eat like a bird means to eat very little. But a bird actually consumes a large percentage of their body weight every day, right?
I guess that's true. They do, yeah.
I think the tiny little hummingbirds. Right. Hummingbirds consume 30% or 50%, a mass of their body weight every day, in order to sustain, because their metabolism's so high. To say that you eat like a bird means that you really chow down. You're eating half your body weight every day. Whoa.
Exactly. Maybe that's really what they mean.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. Interestingly, birds, when they migrate, a lot of them don't stop flying for days.
Right.
They just keep flying. I mean, they fly over the ocean and they, keep flying and swoop down and grab food. And yeah,
Yep.
so they have to keep eating and flying in
Yep.
order to survive. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Yeah. I that just for some reason you're talking about birds flying, and I had pictures of bird flying overhead, and then had flashback to my father sitting in the duck blind out on the lake, waiting for the ducks to fly over to shoot at them. Yeah, my
Shot,
dad
yeah.
was. Yeah, my dad was a big hunter. He loved hunting, pheasant hunting, duck hunting, fox hunting, deer hunting. I mean, anything.
Did you guys do a lot of wild game eating then, I guess?
Not a lot. I mean, but yeah, some. I mean, his big was fox hunting because you could sell the fox pelts for money, right? Um,
Sure.
but of course, not eat the meat at all. Deer, we used to, Dad would get a deer, not every year, but about once every other year, he'd be lucky enough to get a deer, and so we'd have deer sausage.
Wow,
Um,
nice.
because the deer meat definitely has a that game taste to it, and if you're not used to it, it can be a little off-putting for some people. And
Yeah,
I didn't hate it, but I didn't really like it. If you gave me the choice, I'd rather eat beef at that point.
really.
But
Yeah, yeah.
with the sausage, a little bit of the spices and herbs and so on mixed in there, and then it was like, oh yeah, this is good. I got into that. So
Awesome. Sounds good. Yeah, I love it though.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have it as a kid because my father wasn't a hunter.
Mm-mm-mm.
Although Pennsylvania is big for hunting,
Right.
but yeah, so I don't know. He wasn't a hunter, and
Hmm.
although I had friends who were hunters, so I didn't eat venison until I was late teens.
Hmm.
But the first time I tried it, I loved it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good.
How about duck? Wild
Duck,
duck.
I love duck. Yeah, love
Wild
duck.
duck?
Wild duck, I have had a couple times. Yeah, again,
Because
being
they're
in
they're they're
Pennsylvania,
very different. Again, I mean, it's
they are.
yeah,
They're gamey.
yeah,
They're very gamey,
yeah,
tasty.
they are. I mean, my dad, we used to have, I mean, even like rabbit. My dad would go rabbit hunting, wild rabbits, So again, those are very different than the tame rabbits that the people raise for food and so on. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, we had a small amount of game. It was never my favorite thing, but yeah, probably out of all of those, I thought that rabbit was the most delicious. I mean, it's kind of like a different kind of chicken. I mean, a lot of things taste like chicken, but rabbit was more similar to chicken than
I
anything
agree.
else. But yeah, it was good. I like rabbit, wild rabbit, tame rabbit
Mhm.
also. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My neighbors used to make rabbit stew,
Ah,
and we used to get
you
some of
shot
that.
Bugs Bunny. They shot Bugs Bunny and made rabbit stew. Rabbit stew.
Rabbit stew. Yeah. What's up, Doc? Yeah. Right. You said we rabbit?
All right. All right. Answer this question.
No.
Really?
I will not answer this question.
Oh, I thought that was your answer. Is your answer to this question no?
Yes.
Yes?
No.
No? Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Which again is just another example of, so what does it mean that something tastes gamey? For someone like me, never had it. Like, what else can you describe it? Gamey. It's
Yeah, it's tough, right? It's tough. It has more of a kind of a stronger flavor
right.
and a
Yeah.
tougher meat, right?
Yeah.
Because they're running all the time, and you kill them when they're in the field, right? So
Yeah.
they haven't been processed or
Yeah, so I mean, the texture, the toughness of the meat, is definitely one thing. But the actual, the flavor, I mean, it's like,
flavor. Yeah,
okay, so the difference between chicken and turkey, right? I mean, to me, turkey is like chicken, but like more something. I mean, I feel that turkey has more flavor to the
Mhm.
meat than chicken does. Slightly different, but more. And so if you like multiply the difference between chicken and turkey by about tenfold, and that's the kind of the idea, that gaminess. It's something different. I mean, how Eleanor, how would you describe the difference in flavor between chicken and turkey? that's not quite gaminess, but if you made that difference even more pronounced, a stronger difference, then that's kind of what gaminess is for me. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so here's one. Dr. Morrow.
Yes, sir.
Is the word sent, in the word sent, which letter is silent, S or C? I kind of like chicken. I hate turkey. That's the difference in flavor for me. Okay, well then probably you wouldn't like wild meat, because I think it's something similar in the difference there. Anyway, yeah. So what do you say there, Prof?
They're both silent.
Oh, so it's ent.
Okay, never mind.
Ent?
All right, never mind. Okay. Either one could be silent. Put it that way.
Either one could be silent. Okay. So I can.
Well, I mean, okay. This scent we know as the nasal
Right.
smelling scent, right?
Right.
The CENT we know as the penny or the 1 cent piece, right?
Right.
There is no and scent, SENT. I was going to say there is no, but that's the past tense of scent.
Right.
I've been teaching in Japan for too long. I'm like,
there is no English word SENT. Right? Yeah. Okay. You all heard it here, Jeff.
Let me take that back.
Well, what do you teach there?
I never told you what my PhD was in there, buddy. It's not in English, by the way.
Well, it's in the recycle bin right now, I think.
It's not in the recycle bin. It's on my wall. No, it's not on my wall either.
Okay.
Somewhere in my house. I don't even know. Yeah.
Oh, I know where it is. When we had that toilet paper shortage. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
Okay.
You grabbed it first, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, it's finally worth something, right? Finally gonna prove useful here. There you go. Yep, that's right. All right.
Yeah.
How about
you? Yeah, you're right.
How about the second one? How about the second one? Isn't the word Q just the letter Q followed by 4 silent letters? Q, U, E, U, E. I mean, it's just, Q. C, no one knows why C is even there. C just showed up and wanted to hang out with the group.
Yeah,
Let's see, stick around. Make English language difficult, right?
That's true.
Actually, spent, English uses spelling to distinguish between two similar sounding homonyms, right? So like you said, scent, the coin, and scent, the past tense, and scent, the aroma, have 3 different spellings to make it easier for us to determine which one is which, right?
I think so. At least that's what you can tell your English students,
Yeah.
Just memorize those spellings,
That's what our buddy Greasy used to say. That was his excuse.
Yeah.
Sensei, why is English like this? Oh well, there's a reason, and then
there's a reason. Yeah, I know he used to use all these little formulas and all these little mental kind of connections, right? For
sound spelling harmony.
Spelling harmony, right? Yeah.
That was like wow. Yeah.
Dad, speaking of that, I don't know if you remember this, but when I was first in Japan, I think I wasn't even in the uni system yet. I was still an ALT. Mm-hmm. I went to one of Greasy's training sessions at Tokai.
Really? Oh.
And it was just me. But then I met this other dude there. His name was Daniel Miner.
Oh my God.
You don't remember that, do you?
I don't even remember that. No.
Yeah, because Paul, he invited me over. He's like, well, why don't you come I'm giving a little training session. Well, I don't know how many students are going to come. Maybe I'll have a few people, maybe one Japanese student. And this other professor at Tokai, Dan Miner, is going to show up. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll come, right? Oh. Yeah, you were there.
Okay, all right.
You had a little bit more hair in those days, but
oh yeah. A little more up here and a little less down here, around the middle.
Yeah. So I remembered your name from that. Yeah, I think one Japanese dude came too.
Okay.
A student, I think. or no,
Yeah.
maybe a teacher. I don't know who that would have been, but anyway, right? Yeah, he was big on that. Those combinations of spelling and sound. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it's a very strange word, Q, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. Q. Yeah. And yeah,
A pool cue is CUE, right? Or a cue card is CUE.
Right. Yeah. Or a Q stick. Isn't that also CUE? Q stick and pool?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Pool. A pool cue stick. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Pool stick. Right. Yeah.
Billiard.
There's no word CEW, is there? Or KEW, is there?
KEW? No, I don't think so.
But again, maybe it's just to help us understand the meanings of the words, because the UE is just a long line, right?
Right. I mean, it's kind of the image, right? You got all these letters lined up, right? Why are they lined up? I don't know. It's a Q.
It's a Q. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Although we don't call it Q in America much, do we?
No.
We call it a line. Yeah.
Yeah.
Q's more British, isn't it?
Yeah. Stand. Yeah. Get in queue, right? Stand in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queue up
Queue
over
up.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Queue up.
Get in the queue, man. Thank you.
All right. Here's one for our religious friends. Where do they put the Bible in the libraries? Fiction or nonfiction?
You are such a bad boy, Daniel.
I'm legitimately interested. Where do they put the Bible in the library?
How can you broach this question to our religious friends? I think they put it in the historical section, don't they?
Well, that would be nonfiction then. History is nonfiction, right?
Yeah. I think it's nonfiction. Yes. Although I don't really know that. That's a very, very good question.
It's part of a conspiracy theory. Yeah.
QAnon. Yeah.
Yeah. QAnon. Yep.
Right. Yeah. Indeed.
Yeah. That's that. I think we should do that next. Talk about conspiracy theories, right? We can talk about current conspiracy theories. We can also talk about conspiracy theories in the past that have actually turned out to be true.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
You want to do that next week or what?
Yeah. We can do that. I can set that. I can find a web page about that.
So for my show tomorrow, we were going to do what? We're going to do the YouTube thing. YouTube.
What were we going to do?
Pointers, or is that what we were going to do?
Well, YouTube pointers. Okay, yeah, we can do YouTube pointers. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Good idea. Okay. Right on. Yeah. Okay.
Or social media.
Yep. All right. So that's another one down the drain.
Sounds good, man. Down.
Yeah, your favorite sound.
Flushed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Flushed, man. Yeah. Indeed. Yep. Look at that shirt. You were just in Hawaii. Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
You took off to Hawaii.
You my favorite sound, I mean, Eleanor recognized my favorite sound is also a whoosh, but it's the bubbling and then the whoosh. That,
I wonder what that is.
That's the Teachers Helping Teachers conference there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, the good old days. The good old days. Yeah.
Did you watch Cheech and Chong when you were?
Oh, absolutely. They were my heroes. Yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah. Sister Mary Elephant.
Yeah. The movie Up in Smoke, that was a classic.
Yeah. Sure. I love the one. It's Class. The class is very noisy, right?
Right.
Class. Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah. That was back in the era when George Carlin was still doing his
artificial fart under the arm. Remember that?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I be bubbling all day. I'm so jealous.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, good. What are you gonna do in the rest of the day, there, Dan?
What am I going to do the rest of the day? I'm going to go home and eat sometime here.
So did you eat anything today, speaking of, yet?
Yeah, I did. I had yogurt this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Great. There you go. Good.
Yogurt with a little granola in it. Yeah. Because just the
Cool.
yogurt
That's
alone actually leaves me feeling hungrier. But with a little bit of granola in it, that bulk seems to keep me satisfied for longer. Yeah. If I don't eat anything, I'm fine. But if I eat something, I have to have something with some fiber, some bulk to it, or I get hungry again soon. So that's just the way I
interesting.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I'm gonna do some work here. I have and
You're going to do some work. All right, let me write this down. Today,
take notes, please.
for the
Take
first
notes.
time in history, Jeff is going to do some work.
3:25 p.m. September 9th.
No, wait a minute. I've written that down many, many times before, but I always say Jeff says he's going to do some work, but I never have an entry for Jeff actually did some work, so I don't know.
Okay, save this then. Save this.
All right.
Keep this around, man. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All righty then. So,
Yeah.
Thanks for joining. And tomorrow,
Thanks
what
for
time?
watching, everyone. Sorry I was late getting on.
What time tomorrow?
Let me see. I have a presentation, an online presentation from 1:20 to 2. So, and I think before that I should be okay.
Okay.
Hopefully.
right.
11? First
What?
choice 11, second choice 3 p.m.
Okay. All right. So 11. You don't
Or-
want
or
to do. You don't want to
2:30,
start
2:30.
earlier, or you don't think you can start earlier.
Maybe 10.
10. I mean, it's up to you. Either one's fine with me.
Okay, let's do 10.
Okay.
I think I should be able to do 10. Yeah.
Here's something. You can see my screen again, right? So
Yeah.
up at the top, I just downloaded this app. It's a pull down menu, and I'm sure it's too small for you, but it's got all these international times in there, right? So right now it's 3:27 in the afternoon here,
great.
right? So Tokyo
Right.
3:27, Manila it's 2:27 in the afternoon, New York
Okay.
it's 2:27 in the morning.
Right. Okay.
Chicago, it's 1:27 in the morning. I got Los Angeles. It's 11:27 in the evening there yesterday. Melbourne, it's 4:27. Paris,
Cool.
it's 8:27. And
Okay,
London,
cool.
7. Yeah, so that's kind of neat. So that way,
That's
if
nice.
you, yeah. It's just a
12:27.
little app
Okay.
that I downloaded. It's really handy. Really
Excellent.
handy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. It's right at your fingertips. That's great.
Yeah, right there in the menu, so it'll pop down whenever I need it. So yeah, it's cool.
Beautiful.
Alrighty then.
Alrighty then. Thanks,
Yep, so-
Eleanor. 12:27 where she is. I guess that's
Yep, 12:27.
Colorado.
Okay, so that means she 12:27. So yeah, it must be Mountain Time then.
Yeah, Mountain Time, I guess. Right. So I guess Montana's in that time zone too.
Montana. Yeah, you've been to Montana.
I have a couple times. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
They didn't let you stay very long, but they let you in at least.
But they let me in twice.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, Mountain Standard Time. There you go.
I was
Okay.
thinking about escaping to Montana when this COVID came around.
Oh, I don't know if that's where you'd want to be, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, I'm good. I'm all good.
Yeah. All right then. So
All right.
tomorrow,
everybody.
10 o'clock our time. So
12 a.m.
you guys figure out what time
do it.
that'll be for you, and we're gonna talk about YouTube tips, right?
Yep.
We're gonna
Life in Japan, social media.
barbecued YouTube tips, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it'll
All
be
right.
like barbecue YouTube tips while
All right.
incorporating social media in Japan.
Right. All right. Take care. Bye bye. Come back again next time.
Yep. Thanks, Dan.